All right, welcome in NBA time, NBA Cup time here. 2 games tonight in the quarterfinals, 2 games tomorrow. Winners will advance, head out west. And then, of course, we will eventually have a NBA Cup champion here. And some good games tonight, at least on paper. There are good games. Whether or not they're actually going to be good will depend on what these 2 guys have to say. That being, of course, the one and only Ski Prophet in the house, and Rob Vino ready to roll here, guys, in this NBA Cup edition. And I got to tell you, Ski, I was looking forward to, I really wish Orlando had its full complement of players. I wish Boncaro didn't get hurt. I wish Franz Wagner didn't get hurt. But unfortunately, that's where we're at. And meanwhile, Milwaukee, well, they're healthier than they've been all year long. Middleton back now. They seem to be rolling. They were there a year ago, were they not? I believe. Then they lost to Indiana, and then Indiana ran the table, just couldn't get past the Lakers. So it feels like this is the right spot for Milwaukee tonight. But how do you look at this game?
Yeah, it could be, a good spot, especially with the injuries to the Magic. But you still got to ask yourself, is this a Magic team that you trust to lay big points? I mean, I know it's come down from 9 to 7, even 6.5 in some spots, but I still don't know that I trust it. I always say, how can you trust a team to win by multiple possessions if you can't trust them to play defense? And that's exactly what the Bucks are, right? I trust them to score. So if that's the case, I do think they can win the game. So it should be a higher scoring game. The total did increase from 213 to 215. I would agree with the market. And as far as just picking a side for this game, I would have to lean Magic just because I don't believe in laying with the Bucks. I will say this, though, one more thing. I think with the Bucks in the futures market for this competition, just looking at the bracket, I think the East side, their side is easier. I think that they can compete with either the Knicks or the Hawks and win that next round and at least make it to the championship, where then you can make some decisions about what you want to do. But they're 4.5 to 1, and right now they're a 7-point favorite still for tonight. I see them being a favorite in the next game. I think the Bucks to win the entire thing plus 450 is a good bet.
I agree with that. Big time, Ski. In fact, Rob Vino, I would tend to think that, the Bucks 8-4 at home, and 6 of those 8 wins right now by at least 7 or more points. They're the healthiest they've been. It feels like if we're really looking at the Bucks, we can probably look at a team total over. Outside of Suggs, I don't know where the hell the points are coming from Orlando tonight, unfortunately. So how do you approach it?
Yeah, that's where they came from last game, right? Joe Suggs had like 26 or 28, something really that's out of character for him when they're whole. It goes to show, just going through their starting lineup tonight, Joe, and the bench that they have, it goes to show you how deep this team is when Banchero and Franz Wagner are both healthy, because they still have 8 viable options on this team, which, to Ski's point, it's scary to lay at least the opener with Milwaukee. I would sense that now we're seeing a bunch of 6.5s out there, that those who took +9 may opt to lay 6.5 right now. Watch this thing fall somewhere in between that. To ask Milwaukee to win by 7 at home in this game is a lot different than asking them to win by 10, in my estimation. So at this point in time during the day, with the price severely changed, Joe, I think sidewise I might lean Milwaukee. Nothing I would rush to the window with. But they have this sense of urgency. It's funny because Milwaukee needs something. They need something to be confident about. And you talked about how they were here last year, got beat by Indiana. We all remember what went on there. That started a bit of a rivalry between the two. And now they're back again. And according to Giannis last week, he and Dame are playing together as well as ever. They understand each other on the floor. So there's a lot more going for them at this point in time. I still don't think folks consider them Eastern Conference contenders, serious contenders. And so for that reason, mindset-wise, they do need something they can hang their hat on. And I feel like they're going to go all out for this thing. I feel like Orlando will too. They're just a little bit outmatched I did look at Milwaukee team total in this one. Something in the range, to tell you the truth, something in the range of 114, 107 really seems like it could be the final here. In that case, I think you would probably look toward Milwaukee team total over. If I had to bet it, Joe, and I didn't bet this game either way, side or total, but if I had to, I think I would have looked Milwaukee team total over.
Ooh, not a bad look. All right, Milwaukee team total over. That's not a bad way to look at all there. I saw Ski Giannis prop, I believe, 30.5. He had a monster point prop in this game as well. And you got to think if the points are coming, 29.5 is his point prop, actually. You got to figure Giannis is the guy that's going to deliver in the points there for Milwaukee tonight. No, given the mismatches that they have and the lack of health with Wagner and others there?
I can see it. I also think Damian Lillard, maybe with his assist, I feel like that he kind of figured out how to play with Giannis a little bit better recently. So I think he can distribute. And maybe if not either one of those guys, probably Bobby Portis. I think his points were at like 10.5. I think that's a solid look as well. So those are three guys I'm looking at. The next game, I have one that I actually bet.
Oh, all right. He's got one there on a $5 customer appreciation day as well. Guys here at WagerTalk.com, these guys will tell you what they got going on. And keep in mind here, a huge run for Ski in college hoops as well as the NBA. Guys, he is absolutely crushing it right now. Also a great opportunity to take advantage of those 10 days of all access for just $99. It's basically a 7-day all access pass, all sports, every play. You get an extra 3 days for just $99. That's 10 total days of all access over at WagerTalk.com. Visit Ski Profit. Visit Rob Vino here today as we are going to visit this second game. And boy, oh boy, this should be fun as Dallas getting ready to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Ski, no hotter team as of late than what Dallas is. What, a 7 straight? I believe, 11 of the last 12? Doncic looks like he's healthy. Hartenstein back for Oklahoma City. This has got the makings of a slugfest, or does it, in your opinion, with these two teams?
Well, I think you got to mention that P.J. Washington could be missing in this game. He's a big piece for Dallas. I want to say, just off memory, I think when he was out, they were not playing really good basketball. For OKC, I think this is a game that means a lot for them. This is the same team that they lost to in the playoffs for one, and then they lost to in the first meeting during the season. So I think they want to try to prove themselves to show that they can beat them. They're at the house, and I like the way they've been playing. As far as the prop I was talking about, I'll go with Hartenstein over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. He averages, I think, 17.3. He's cleared this number in 5 of his last 6 games, 6 of his last 8. And the 2 games that he did not clear it, he had foul trouble in one, and the other one was a 30-point blowout. So he just didn't get the minutes. So in a competitive game like we'll see tonight versus Dallas, they'll especially need him versus Lively and Gafford. I think Hartenstein rebounds and assists over 15.5, even 16.5 is a good bet.
All right, like in Hartenstein, not a bad way to look there, Rob Vino. What are you thinking, my man? Is this a game where we should be concentrating more on OKC, or is this a game you think Dallas is definitely? But to Ski's point, it wasn't just P.J. Washington. There were rumors of the flu, a couple of guys sick, a virus in the clubhouse. I would like to see the full complement for Dallas here before you make a decision, but how would you lean in this game?
Yeah, I think the other guy of importance was Najee Marshall, who stepped in while Luka was out and played pretty well. A couple of things here, Joe. Personally, I thought the total was a little too high. It was bet up. But at 231, I'll just go back to a point that Ski made, which is part of what I thought. With Hartenstein in the middle now, that's an element that Oklahoma City did not have last year in the playoffs. We talked relentlessly last year when Dallas made the acquisitions of Daniel Gafford and rookie Derek Lively and how they changed Dallas's season from a defensive standpoint because they had rim protectors. Oklahoma City has the rim protector now. And so to that extent, you wonder how easy points are going to be. I don't know that this is going to be a full-out fast break game. OKC would love to push. Dallas a little bit more methodical, although they've been on the high side scoring lately, 121 plus in 6 of their last 7. I'd love to say that these games are meaningful and they take on a defensive playoff-like style or connotation, but I'm not sure that that's even true, to tell you the truth. I don't think it's playoff-level importance here. I would think that Dallas, I hate to give 4.5 to the other side with Kyrie and Luka. It just scares me fourth quarter. It scares me end of game where they have more options and Oklahoma City is still stuck in that same situation they were last year where they have one true option in a close game and the rest are just all pieces that, fill in the 48 minutes extremely, extremely well. If I had to, I think I would look under 231 and a half looks too high to me for a couple of teams that now have rim protection. And Oklahoma City just recently got it back, but they have enough to stop the other side from scoring here. So, or at least scoring to that level. So I would try under.
All right, looking at it under in this one here tonight. Ski, when you look at both these teams, what are we thinking here? Whoever win this, would they be a favorite of you to consider, I don't know, winning this whole damn thing? Or where do you think maybe the winner comes? Because we got 2 games tomorrow as well involving the Knicks, which is pretty funny as they're going to be taking on the upstart Atlanta Hawks. You got Golden State at Houston tomorrow as well. All those winners advancing. Got a feeling one way or another who's the team to beat in this thing?
Well, I think the matchup on the West side is just it's too tough. Like Thunder and Mavericks, it can honestly maybe go both ways. I say I like the Thunder in that game, but then you have to go play the winner of Rockets Warriors. I mean, both of those teams have been playing really good basketball. It's a toss up for the West side. I think you go back to the East and roll with the Bucks just because I feel like the path is the easiest. So if I'm picking one person to win it all, it's the Bucks.
How about you, Vino? You feeling it one way or the other, these teams? I mean, Atlanta, New York is an interesting matchup as well. Atlanta just beat the Bucks a couple of, during the last week or so. And they are healthy too. Who do you give the edge to if there's a dark horse? Because some of the numbers here, like Atlanta and a few others, have a monster number, 20-1, 22-1, something like that, to run a table and win the NBA Cup. You give them as a dark horse here in this one?
Well, I think if I were to choose a dark horse, Joe, I would just ask myself, which team do I believe wants to win this thing more than any other?
Yeah.
And
Amen.
if I put it that way, I think it's Houston. I think Houston wants to win this more than any of these other teams. Both these other teams are veteran teams. It would be nice. Like I say, Milwaukee probably needs it from a self-confidence standpoint. But Houston's going after it, and Houston has all the ingredients right now.
Yep.
They've got the backcourt. They've got the play on the interior. They've got tempo offense. They can even play half court with Fred VanVleet leading the way. So Houston can just adjust so many ways. And with the desire to win it, I would probably, just picking one of the non-obvious, I would say Houston, even though they are favored over Golden State tomorrow at home. And then I think it's just looking at individual game where Atlanta, New York is concerned. That's interesting too. That got bet all the way up to 237. Knicks just can't defend, Joe. I mean, you wait for a Tom Thibodeau team that features guys like Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. You would think they play a little better defense. They just haven't. And I know Ski will attest to this because he says it all the time. With Trae Young, that matchup's personal. So I would expect Trae Young to play well in that game as well, especially in the Garden. Couldn't be a better place for him. If he's going to be on the road, that's the best place for him, is in Madison Square Garden. So I think in the long run, I would try Houston. I'm just going to backtrack real quick. You asked Ski the question about a Giannis prop here.
Yes.
And I'd have to agree with that, Joe, because for Damian Lillard tonight, the perimeter defense that Orlando throws out there in KCP and Suggs is tougher than just the normal perimeter defense. So it might be harder for Damian Lillard to score than it will be for Giannis. You talked about mismatches he might have inside. Tristan Da Silva, for what it's worth, I think I saw he's rated the number 1 defensive rookie in the NBA right now for the Orlando side. But I do think Giannis would be the way to go if I was to pick a buck.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there. Warrior in the house. He made it. Congratulations. Understood what the time was. Titan CT, Javi Cash, catch you slipping in the house. You guys, only 2 games here tonight. We got 2 tomorrow, of course. And then they slowly roll out some of those regular season games with those other teams as we move on through the week. But Ski, I mentioned it earlier, man. You're absolutely crushing it right now, whether it be college hoops, NBA. What do you got? It's $5 customer appreciation. So tell everyone what you got rolling over at WagerTalk.com now.
Yeah, it's been nice starting to heat up recently. Cashed, 7 college basketball in a row. And for $5 Tuesday, I have a 4% best bet in college basketball. You can also go check out my page. I have a free play posted there for college. So trying to have winners 8 and 9 in a row over at Wager Talk. And besides that, I do have one play for tonight. I did share it with you guys on the show. That's Hardenstein over his rebounds and assists. So, yeah, you guys can find all of my work at Wager Talk, and we're heating up right now.
He really is, guys. $5 customer appreciation Tuesday. Go grab that $5 best bet college hoops tonight. How about you, Rob Vino? What are you looking at for $5 customer appreciation day?
Yeah, overall, it's been good as well here, Joe. I think number 2 and number 3 at Wager Talk last 3 and 7 days. So it's been a hot spurt here, short-term stretch we're on. I, too, have a college basketball play up and available right now, WagerTalk.com. But the $5 play comes from, believe it or not, FCS playoffs, Joe. How about that? FCS playoffs this week. We were 2-0 in the FCS last week, college football-wise, and they have reduced their field down to 8 teams, probably the 8 best at that division. But found one that, to me, looks like the price just isn't accurate enough. So the $5 play today is from FCS football. You can also get the college basketball play up and available right now. You see the way to get it right there on the screen.
Love that. If you haven't done so already, do the thing with the buttons. You know how it works, guys. You hit that thumbs up thing, you hit the subscribe thing, you become part of the Wager Talk TV family. It's fantastic. But more importantly, hop on board with these 2 guys. Have been absolutely crushing it. 2 games in the association tonight, 2 games tomorrow. We'll break those games down again and then take a look ahead to some of the future opportunities with the NBA Cup and see if we like any of the prices in that future market. On behalf of Ski Profit, always a pleasure, brother, to see you. Rob Vino, guys, we appreciate you stopping by. Let's cash a few tickets here tonight. Go visit them right now. $5 customer appreciation on their pages at Wager Talk, and then come back and join us again tomorrow. We'll break down the Knicks and Atlanta, as well as Houston and Golden State. We'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Good luck, guys. We'll see you again then.